In the 90s, PC games were gold. If you had them, you had power. But when a so-called friend scammed me and my buddy out of our entire collection, we decided to hit back. And in a world without the internet, our revenge was about to be unforgettable. So picture this, the mid-90s, no Steam, no downloads, no instant gratification. If you wanted a PC game, you either bought it from a rare local shop that barely stocked anything, or you ordered from abroad via airmail, which meant spending weeks waiting and dropping serious money for each title. Me and my best friend were part of a tiny group of PC gamers at school. We shared everything, not just the games themselves, but even the precious copy protection codes that came with them. That was the only way we could make gaming remotely affordable. And then came the new kid. He had something we'd never seen before. Access to an endless supply of games. Through his uncle. He talked a big game, bragging about titles we'd never even heard of. Naturally, we thought, perfect. Let's trade. We gave him our original copies. I'm talking the Settlers, Doom 2, Monkey Island, and more. The crown jewels of any 90s gamer's collection. In return, he gave us garbage. Corrupted floppy disks, games missing their copy protection, stuff that wouldn't even boot up. At first, we thought, okay, maybe it's just bad luck. But this happened again, and again, and again. Months went by and we hadn't received a single working game. Meanwhile, he'd gotten all of ours, and some came back scratched, cracked, or in worse condition than we'd given them. It was obvious he was taking us for fools, and we were done playing nice. Now here's where the 90s context matters. This was just a few years after Freddie Mercury's death in '91, and there were huge AIDS awareness campaigns everywhere. Posters, school events, pamphlets, the works. I was a huge Queen fan, but this guy? He'd mock me constantly for liking a gay singer. He came from a very conservative Catholic family, and his parents were, let's just say, not the most open-minded. That gave us an idea. One day, our whole class had to attend an AIDS awareness event run by a local foundation. At the end, they gave us flyers, information about safe sex, and even free condoms, each branded with the foundation's logo. That was all we needed. Back then, me and my friend were among the very few students who had both a computer and an inkjet printer at home, which meant we could make something look official. We created a letter. On the computer, we copied the foundation's logo and made it look as authentic as possible. The letter read something like this: Dear, thank you for your letter. We understand it's difficult being open about being homosexual, and that you have many questions after the event. You attended with your class. Please find enclosed a flyer which should answer many of your questions, as well as some condoms. Please practice safe sex at all times. We folded in all the flyers from the event, along with the condoms, and addressed it to Mr. Last Name, like his father. Why the father? Simple. We knew he would open the mail before his son did. We dropped it in the post and waited. A few days later, chaos. His mother in tears. His father, furious. They were absolutely convinced their son was gay, and had secretly been writing to this foundation. He was grounded for weeks. No games, no friends, nothing. And for us, it was sweet, sweet justice. We'd gotten back at the guy who'd ripped us off, mocked me for being a Queen fan, and acted like he could walk all over us. Eventually, he suspected we had something to do with it. We'd been very curious in asking how things were going at home, maybe too curious. At first, he thought we'd contacted the foundation in his name for real, but when we finally admitted we'd faked the whole thing from scratch, well, let's just say we all got called into the principal's office. And yes, his parents were there too. We had to explain ourselves, and while the adults weren't exactly thrilled, part of me thinks the principal was impressed at how far we'd gone to get our revenge. It's been nearly 30 years since then. But to this day, that's still the single most satisfying revenge I've ever taken. Because sometimes, the perfect payback isn't about hurting someone physically, it's about giving them exactly the kind of chaos they deserve. So, what do you think? Was this prank pure genius, or did we take it too far?